Hello and welcome on back to another Telltale video. In today's we're going to be looking at the TMNT, the Archie Adventures, issue number 19. And this issue was okay, I want to say. There wasn't anything really bad about this issue, and I felt like this issue was just okay, but there was aspects which I did really enjoy about this one. I mean, I did enjoy how this issue felt more like an episode kind of feel, and I really did enjoy that. And there was also other aspects of this one where we do get to see other characters and stuff else up in other issues being played out here, and also setting up a lot of interesting things for the series and new characters meeting. So there's a lot of really interesting, fascinating things that's happening in this issue, but at the same time it just feels just okay because the main portion of the story is just the characters just talking and not really doing too much other than that. So yeah. Okay, so with this issue, I'm not too sure how to best go around this one, just because there's 3 parts to talk about, but they're all equally boring. So yeah. So for the first bit, which I'm going to talk about is the man race stuff. Now, back in issue 17, I want to say, where we did get to see Man Ray last, I wasn't too sure what they're going to be doing with his character, and stuff which they set up in with his character last, I was thinking it was stupid or a joke kind of thing, but no, it's actually real. So it turns out that a star has actually fallen, but not really a star, it's just a meteor. And when Man Ray sees this, he's quite confused by this. But the meteor picks up and then shoots him off all the way over to Brazil, where he meets Dreadmon and Jaguar. And this is really cool to see all these characters interacting and seeing that this is where all the mutanimals were first forming and all that kind of stuff. I find this to be rather fascinating and really interesting. I think the only downside to it though is the fact that I already know that they do eventually create the mutanimals, build a team and interact a lot more. And I think that back in the day, I feel like this would have been a lot more of a, oh my god, I can't believe that's going to happen, and oh, this could be quite interesting. But I think that because I already know what's going to happen, it's not really that interesting, but it's still kind of cool. So yeah, I mean, at least there's that, but I can't really say too much more than that. So yeah, so other than that, for the next bit we do get to see Malignoid's bug creatures. They're talking to Noel, and they don't want to make a contract because they think that Malignant's word is all that they need to create a deal to take over the Earth. And Noel wants to basically take his operations and do it in space, and in return he'll just give over the world. So yeah, I mean, I think I'm not too sure what they're really trying to do now, because I can't remember what they did with him. I think he's a decent character from what I can remember, but I'm not too sure about that. But I just don't really feel like he has that that power, threatening look or anything about him. He's just been there to sit in a chair to tell other people to go off and do stuff, and then stuff happens. But it doesn't really come off as a really threatening villain whatsoever. So I don't know why they're trying to hype this up to be a big bad or anything like that, when he's really just a guy in a chair. So yeah. So then after that, we do get to see the Turtles. They're talking to April and Splinter, and also get to see Mondogecko. He's there as well. So there's a nice variety of different characters and all here, and they're just talking and they're wondering, oh, there's a building over there, and the logo, I remember seeing that logo, is made by Noel. And then there's sort of wondering what we're gonna be doing next and all that kind of stuff. Maybe they should try and break in, or April should try and get a new support in there. Mondo wants to play his music, and there was one point where April's well, we can't break in because they have a breaking and entering. And she's been with the Turtles before, where they're breaking into other buildings and stuff like that. And I don't feel like she's probably the one to really talk about the laws and all that kind of stuff, because she's definitely broken some laws with breaking and entering, like I already said. And also I feel like with her being a journal, she probably filmed some people without their consent. So I don't think she's the one to be talking to Turtles about the laws and all that kind of stuff, because she's definitely broken a few laws, and yeah. But after that, we do get to see one of the men from Noel's group. He's a cowboy, I want to say. He comes in, it's well, stop what you're doing, I'm going to kill you all. But first of all, I want to tell you about Noel's plan. He's going to sail the Earth, and we're all going to die, so listen up. And that's when Raph comes in, just kicks him and knocks him out. And I must admit, it was disappointing because I was really looking forward to seeing like a cowboy kind of fight with him versus all those characters. I think it would have been quite interesting, but yet there was nothing really there other than just Raph just kicks him. But we do get to see the Malignoid bug things. They come down and start fighting. And this bit here was coolish, I want to say. I mean, it's like really nice to see the Turtles fighting new threats, and it was like really entertaining, really enjoyable. I think the only downside to this fight here, which is a complaint which I've said like multiple times before, it's it's just the fact that there's no backgrounds. It's just coloured. Yeah, it's just pieces of colour. It was not pieces of colour. It was just a coloured background. Like, got yellows, orange. I think also pink at one point. Like, you know, they're fighting in the sky on a building, the rooftop, and all that kind of stuff. Why isn't there a background? Like, possibly the easiest ones you could do. Why isn't it blue as well? There's so many like annoying things about this bit. So many things they could have done differently to make it at least enjoyable. But no. So yeah, and then after that we do get to see the Malignoids. They shoot out this ball and it just gasses them all out, and they all knocked out. And Noah walks in, so like, oh, you know, good job, boys. And that's when you get to see his head, and this is the first time we've seen his face in, oh boy, like this is ever really. I think like 19 issues in, the first time we're seeing his face, and I don't know if it's supposed to be a big like oh my god kind of moment, because we've not seen his character whatsoever before, other than what he looks like from the back and the front, but not his face. So this is not really come off as a oh my god kind of thing. I mean, sure, he has horns and all that kind of stuff, but this is Turtles, so it feels kind of normal. So I don't know what to really make of it, but oh boy, yeah. God. So yeah, I have to say that overall for this issue, while it wasn't bad by any means, and it's just that there's a lot of stuff that happened in this issue, and I don't think that a majority of it was actually good. And like I was saying with the episode kind of feeling, I feel like that works really well in its favour for trying to have like a normal like beginning bit, interesting middle with the Metanimals kind of stuff, and then a decent fight for the ending, and setting a lot of stuff up for the future, paying a lot of paying off of like a lot of stuff which like, you know, spent the last few issues but not to. It was decent. I just feel like there's a lot more they could have done, and I do think that like with the Mutant kind of situation, because I already know what's going to happen with them next, is not really that interesting. The oh god, the stuff with Noel, while trying to hype that up, we've not seen the character before or know anything about him, so it's just like he's there, okay, cool. And the Tell stuff, it was, yeah, I mean, I wish there was a lot more actual fighting. April definitely should not be giving Turtles a lecture about breaking and entering when she's done a lot worse, probably. So, yeah, let me know in the comment section below what do you think of this issue. Do you like it? Do you not? And, yeah, that's going for today, guys. If some, please share. Let's just grab on stuff. Goodbye, yo, bye.